Hi gorgeous, welcome back to Vitale Style. Today I had so many people request if I could do like a back to school makeup, and now I'm honest with you guys. You know what this channel is about. I don't like to. The fact of the matter is I'm 28. I don't know what kids are wearing in high school these days, but I wanted to put together a look for you, a makeup look for you that was easy, quick, still quite flawless looking, still give you a little bit of that, ooh, I look really put together, just a few steps above the no makeup look. And just for fun, I threw in how I do my voluminous ponytail, because this is the look I go to, this hair look I go to when I have no time, when my hair is dirty, and it works if your hair is curly or straight. So it's just showing you a couple tips on how I get just sort of really voluminous ponytail. And you have to excuse me because I'm actually filming this intro really late, because I filmed this makeup tutorial this morning and realized that I forgot to film an intro. But that goes to show you, I'm going to show you what time it is right now. It is 11:44 p.m. That goes to show you that this look really will last all day. I have not retouched it at all. The only thing I retouched was my lipstick. And I do give you two lip options. I give you this one and more of like a neutral nude one, more of an understated lip. But so yeah, it lasts all day long. It looks exactly how it looked when I first put it on. So I'm really excited to show it to share it with you. So, oh, did I mention it's all drugstore? Yeah, it's all drugstore, and the hair and makeup comes together in about 20 minutes, and you will look flawless. And I thought this look would be perfect for if you, sorry, my bra straps, I hate wearing this shirt because the bra strap shows all the time, and a T-back bra is frustrating to me. Point is, I think this look would be perfect if you are going to college, or I really had this look in mind for a teacher, someone who's going back to work. You know, everyone's going back to, if you're a teacher, you're going back to work. If you're a student, you're going back to school. I'm not quite sure what, I mean, if you're late in high school, I think you could rock this look. I think if you're middle school, you don't really need makeup. But I did this look in mind. I did this look keeping, you know, high schoolers in mind, you know, late in high school, college, and then of course, if you're going back to work, or it's appropriate for really anything. And it's using all drugstore products. And I had such a great response to my current favorite drugstore items. So I hope that you like it. Let me know down below what you want to see next, and let's get on with the tutorial. I've been arguing with myself for the past like 10 minutes trying to figure out how I can hide the top of my mirror, but I can't unless I move the whole contraption of my camera, which I'm not going to do, so forgive that. But I wanted to zoom in as much as I could, and in order to do that, you're gonna see this in the view a little bit. But let's get started. I'm gonna do with my eyes first, of course, even though it's very simple, very easy, very basic, but still looks really pretty, looks kind of glamorous and put together. I'm gonna go in with my Color Tattoo by Maybelline in Bad to the Bronze. If you find your little pods, paint pots or whatever getting dried, give them a good mix with like a makeup spatula, like a really tiny one, and I'm telling you, it's like night and day. This also serves as a primer because it just has great staying power. It doesn't crease on my eyes, so I am able to completely skip the primer, and I'm just applying it with a synthetic brush all over the lid. I'm just taking a blending brush. This is from Delium Tools, and I'm just buffing out the edges. There's absolutely not a thing on it. I just want to kind of buff it out to soften any harsh edges. And I don't know if you can see, maybe it's just my imagination. I am hunched down a little bit. Sorry, my bra strap is showing, because I want to be able to see, for you to see the whole eye. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but when I use this base, I feel like when you buff it into the edge, it almost gives you a defined crease. Do you see what I mean? Like, it almost looks darker right here, and I haven't used anything else. That's a bonus. It's like you can completely skip a corner, you know, not inner corner, crease color if you wanted to. I'm gonna go in with a flat, just a flat eyeshadow brush and L'Oreal Infallible in Amber Rush. Now wait till you see these two mixed together. It is gorgeous. I like to just kind of pat it onto the eye rather than rub it. And I don't like to do a really, really thick layer. Certainly you can, but I prefer not to for a look like this because, you know, you're going to work, you're going to school, you're going to some, you know, an everyday activity. You certainly don't want it to be, well, you can, but I don't like it to be too shimmery, too in your face, almost too noticeable. So this is perfect for me. And then I like to just take whatever bronzer I'm using that day. Today I'll be using the Maybelline Dream Sun. By the way, so many of you told me that you think this is discontinued or is being discontinued. If you can find it, grab it. It is so, so good. I cannot believe they're discontinuing this because it's so good. And I'm just going to take that on that original Delium Tools brush, and I'm just going to buff that into my crease. Now, I'm not necessarily looking to deepen my crease or to really define it, because again, I want it to be kind of diffused, not that noticeable, but I just want to buff out any harsh edges that we made from the eyeshadow or the cream shadow. For my underbrow bone highlight, I'm actually just going to use this because I don't want a bright highlight. This is just my Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild. I just want a very, very, very subtle highlight, and I feel like this is perfect. The whole thing in here is giving you a beautiful, pulled together, kind of flawless look, but without having to use a million different products, although we are still using quite a few products and making it really, really easy and quick. Now, I'm also going to tight line, believe it or not, because I'm not going to be adding any dark liner, because sometimes I feel like if you're going somewhere early in the morning, a black liner can look a bit harsh, especially if you're going to school, or if you're a teacher. What is up with my bra straps today? Or if you're a teacher and you're going to school. Point is, I feel like it can look a bit harsh, especially when it's early in the morning. So what I like to do is tight line, and I'm going to be using my Master Drama by Maybelline. And I'm almost out of this. No, I'm not. What I like to do is just take a brush, because I don't like to touch it with my finger, and I don't like to do it really hard. I just like to go at the very, very base of my lashes. And I don't even pull it all the way in. But what this does, you can even do it like that. What this does is just, it's kind of like makes your very base of your eyelashes a little bit darker. So when you put your mascara on, it just makes your eyelashes look thicker and longer. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to just completely wait to do my my mascara until my face is done, because that's all I'm going to do to the eyes. And then once you see the whole look pulled together, it just looks so pretty. So I'm going to back up and we'll do the rest of the face. For primer, there's not a ton of drugstore primers that I know that I have in my collection. A couple that I have, this is one of them. This is called the Revitalift. It's by L'Oreal, and it's quite pricey. So I would suggest a different drugstore primer if you have it. If you've got a few favorites, leave them down below. I would love to give them a try. This is the Revitalift Moisture Blur Instant Skin Smoother Moisturizer. Now I have the original Moisture Blur, which I do really, really love, which is this one. However, this is really, really thick. It does an amazing job at hiding your pores, I will say that. But since I'm going in with a bit of a thicker foundation, I want something a little bit thinner. So I'm going to go in with this one, which is basically this with a little bit of moisturizer on. Now, it's not moisturizing enough for me to go without a moisturizer, so as you probably can see, I'm a bit glowy because I did moisturize before starting the video. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. It's still plenty thick, trust me. And I'm going to put it just right where I have large, not noticeable pores. They don't have to be huge, but I like a little bit of my forehead just to smooth. And it does do an incredible job at smoothing stuff out. And I'm going to be using a brush to just kind of blend this in. Now at this point, if I'm not using all drugstore makeup, I would be using my Armani Master Corrector just in the very inner corners of my eyes. Now I don't have a drugstore equivalent to that, so I'm not going to be using a corrector. I'll just use a little bit of a darker concealer with my lighter concealer. But I would really love to know if you know of any drugstore concealers, correctors. Now I think NYX makes a corrector palette. I'm not sure, but I've heard mixed reviews on it. And then I know some of you, because I've asked you this question before, some of you have told me that the Pixie brand makes a corrector, but I looked into that, it's $20-some. So if I'm going to be spending $20-some, I might as well just spend $30 and buy my Armani corrector that I know I love. So that's kind of why I haven't picked it up, because it's kind of Pixie. I don't consider Pixie a drugstore brand at all. I know it's only sold at Target, so technically I guess it's drugstore, but it's very pricey. A lot of their things are pricey, as pricey, if not pricier than MAC, Urban Decay, yada yada. So I don't consider that drugstore. But if you know of one that I would just definitely love to know. For my foundation, I want something that's going to last all day long, because if you are just starting school or you're going back to work or whatnot, then you're probably going to have a few very long days in the very beginning to catch up or whatnot. So I'm going to be using this one, which is a fantastic foundation. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour foundation, demi matte finish. I only have the darkest color I have is 106 Sun Beige, so I hope that that matches me pretty well. If not, we'll just bronze to death. But this says Pro Matte. It's really a demi matte. It is demi matte finish. It's not super matte that it's flat, but it does stay on all day. It's fantastic. Give it a good shake. You don't need very much of this because it'll go from nice to cake face quite quickly. So I just like to put a little, I don't know if you can see how tiny. Let me zoom you in a little bit. What? My handy dandy remote. So you can see I'm just putting on a few little dots. And you know I don't put any on my forehead. I just use whatever is left over on my brush, because I don't want my foundation to settle in my wrinkles, because girlfriend's got some forehead wrinkles. Okay, just buffing this with my Real Techniques buffing brush. Oh, this matches me perfectly. I put on, we were recently in Miami with my brother and his girlfriend, which have now left to go back home, and I'm so sad over it. But we were recently in Miami, and while they were here, we went to Miami, with the water park, to the beach. We spent a lot of time outside. I can't even tell you how many tubes of, I went through definitely one whole tube of my Neutrogena facial SPF or whatever, because I wasn't wearing foundation, so I needed to put on some SPF. So I put it on my chest. I don't know if you can see how dark my shoulders are, because I put it on my neck, my chest, and my face like a boss. I mean, I did whatever it takes. Normally I'm someone that really loves a good tan on my face and on my neck, but I'll be going back to Miami and Key West area in just a couple weeks, and I was afraid to just add on, and we were outside so much. I just was weary of being under the sun with no SPF. So I really hooked myself up with some good SPF, and it worked, because I didn't get much color in my face, which I guess it's a good thing, because then I don't have to worry about darker foundations. Okie dokie, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm just, and someone also told me that this is being discontinued. Why? Why are brands discontinuing such good things? But anyway, I don't know, a couple of you said in my drugstore video that, because I mentioned this is one of my drugstore must-haves, that this doesn't work for you because it doesn't have enough coverage. And I do agree. If you are someone who needs a lot of coverage, this is not going to be for you, because this has kind of like medium sheer coverage. But I have dark circles, but I mean, I've always said that it doesn't matter what I use a corrector, I can use the thickest concealer possible, it's always going to show through, because I especially have veining under my eyes right here, and you can only cover that up so much. So I just prefer a little bit of that showing, because then it just makes it look like I'm not kicking on so much makeup to hide something that's going to show anyway. So that's why I really love this. I'm going to use medium a little bit, because it's like a salmon-y tone. So I like to just use that a little bit in the very inner corner, using my little e.l.f. brush to blend that out, because this is kind of going to go in place of my Armani corrector. It does work a little bit. See that? See the difference? The salmon-y tone of the concealer kind of cancels out the darkness. And then I'm going to go in, oh, that's a different one. I'm going to go in with sand. It's not fair and it's not light, it's sand. The light is much cooler, and the sand is much more yellow, which I've said before that a really cool concealer does not work for me because it looks gray. So that's why I can't wear that. You certainly don't have to do as much as I'm doing, but the reason why it looks like it's a lot, it's because I know that this brush will soak up a lot of it, and I'll just use whatever's left over just on my chin area, and makes it really, really easy. It just like blends out in seconds. Whatever's left, just use it on my chin and just on my forehead. There's just not really a whole lot. Okay, to set it, surprise, surprise, I'm going to go in with my Reserve Your Cabana. I'm actually going to use this to set my entire face. I've hit pan. Can you see it? And I know that Target carries e.l.f., but they don't, not e.l.f., Wet n Wild, but they don't have this there ever. So I'm going to have to buy somewhere else because I'm going to need a backup. And I just use a bigger brush just to pat the rest of my face, and I don't need a lot because this is not a very dewy, shiny foundation, but I do like to set it because I think it makes a huge difference when it comes to staying power. Okay, going in with my Maybelline bronzer and my Sephora powder brush. Ooh, this is called the Uniform Complexion Powder, and I'm just going to use this just to give my face a little bit of color. This makeup is really, really, really nice. Also, it's a transitional makeup from summer to fall because it looks like it would be a fantastic summer makeup. And it also looks really appropriate for fall because it's not too dewy, but it has those warm tones. I do think that foundation and makeup for summer and fall are very similar. I think the only difference is you tend to go more matte and a darker lip in the fall, and you'll tend to go more glowy and just a lighter lip in the summer or a brighter lip in the summer. But I think when it comes to your base and the color palette, it's very similar. They're warm tones, they're brown tones, yada yada. And I don't worry about doing this perfect because I'm certainly not going to go in for any contouring. I just want to do something really quick, really easy that gets me out the door. Okay, and then for blush, I'm going to be using Rose d'Oro, which is one of my all-time favorites. And I think I even mentioned this in my drugstore favorites video, that this blush looks fantastic no matter what time of year you wear it. So I'm just going to pop some of that on the cheek, and this makes it so that you don't have to even bother with a highlighter. I'm going to set my face. I'm going to use this. This is the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. I feel like I want a little bit of dewiness just to meld all of those powders together, but really this is not like the MAC Fix Plus or my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. It's not as dewy as that. And I don't use very much of it. I just want to use a little bit just to kind of blend all of those powders together. Okay, while that's setting, I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm going to be using a new mascara today that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I randomly picked it up when I was at Target, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am. I am going to have to bring in my mirror because I'll be putting on mascara, so this is it. This is the Voluminous Superstar by L'Oreal, and I have to say, when it comes to drugstore mascaras, L'Oreal is by far my favorite. They have some of my favorites already, and when I try new ones from there, most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, I really like them. This has that whole two-part system, so it's got a primer and your mascara. I'm gonna, first of all, I love this wand. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like an hourglass shape. I'm gonna put a coat of this on. The reason why I like this primer, and I'm not really a big fan of primers, is because for some reason, it's so, I think anyway, from the other ones I've tried, it's not dry. Like a lot of the primers I've used for mascara can be really dry and crumbly. This isn't like that, but it's also not really wet. Now, if you don't like a really bold, slightly clumpy mascara, what am I doing? Slightly clumpy mascara, this is not for you. But this definitely does a job if you want your lashes to be noticeable. The wand on this side is curved. Do you see that? Which I don't dislike. I don't know if you'll be able to really, and this is not a really wet formula either. It's just right in between. I'm obsessed. So I do 2 coats. I do one, do the other, and I think this has little fibers in it. I can't really tell, but I think it does. Oh, it's so good. You have to try it. I mean, can we talk about this? I don't know if you can really see them, but let me zoom you in real close. I mean, pretty fantastic, I have to say. Ooh. Okay, and now I'm going to give you 2 options for lips. I'm going to go with a lighter lip, kind of like an everyday, I'm sorry about this brush rub, kind of like an everyday, give your face a little something, but it's not too bright kind of a lip. And then I'll do something a little tiny bit darker just to feel like you're on trend with the whole falls here, I want a darker lip kind of thing. I'm going to line my lips and fill them in using NYX Lipliner in Natural. Take your time when you're doing your lips. And then for lipstick, I'm going to go in with this one. This is the Collective Prive L'Oreal Paris lipstick, and it's Dowsenz Nude. I'm going to go in with this. And that is the first one. Like I said, not too bold, but you can still see that there's something there. It's kind of like that whole My Lips But Better. I really, really love this. So now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to just go in with something a little bit more bold, I guess. For this one, I'm going to line my lips using the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lip Liner in Cherry Kiss. This is a dupe for this. This is the Urban Decay Glide On Lip Pencil in Venom. They're next to each other. Urban Decay, Rimmel. Completely identical. Differences, this is really, really, really creamy. This is not as creamy, but how many times are you going to wear a dark lip worth spending 20 extra bucks for? Okay. I filled in my, lined and filled them in. I don't know if I told you that. Then I'm going to go over it really lightly with this Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter in Sugar Plum. This is not that pigmented, but it gives it a little bit of color. Although, you could do it without and then just put a lip balm over it. So, I'm going to clean up a little bit. I think this is a really great option if, again, you're trying to do the whole fall theme thing, I suppose. But I'm going to just keep this on because I think it gives my face a really good amount of a life. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the full face. I love all of these products, so I'm really thrilled to share this look with you. Back you up. Okay, I am just going to clear up a little bit and then I will show you my favorite way to throw my hair up in a ponytail when I need to be at the door in 5 minutes or less, and it always, always, always looks chic and put together. Okay, so my hair is a couple days old. It's not clean. It's not super clean. You can see it has curl. It has some wave in it. And it's just, I curled it the same way I've been doing recently, which I have a tutorial on, which I think it's called like my recent go-to hairstyle and cut. Still loving my haircut. Absolutely love how easy it is to blow dry it, and there's no straggly ends, none of that. So I'm going to show you how I work with it and give myself a really chic ponytail in no time at all, but looks really put together. It's nice and voluminous, and I've actually done, don't tell anyone this, I've actually done my hair like this a lot when I've done interviews for magazines, or I've even done like a TV show interview and I've worn my hair like this and everyone loves it. No one realizes how the volume is in there, so I feel like it looks so polished too. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to do is, of course, pull all of your hair back. You can brush it if you want to. That's going to get rid of that volume though, so I don't. What I do is I take some hairspray and I just kind of do like so. That way when I start to pull it back, there's no straggly ends everywhere. I should probably put my mirror there so I can see what I'm doing way better. Okay. Then you kind of take all of your hair. You can see I have like a little part there and I want to get rid of that. Now this is going to be kind of a tight ponytail. You bring it up to where you want it, like what's the height that you want your ponytail. I like it pretty, like I would say about there. You see all these little bumps? You need to get rid of those. So just take a teasing comb or anything that you have around. Brush, 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 spray, spray, spray. If you want to give yourself some volume, you can. Just right now, all you have to do is pull your hair back. Okay, you can do 1 or 2 ponytails, whichever you prefer. You can see I still have a little bit of bumps in there, but it's okay. I take 2 opposite sides, I pull, and that gives me a little lift right here, which I like. Spray the sides, have some bobby pins handy, because you're gonna need to use bobby pins, so at least I do. Okay, now you can leave it like this, but what I like to do, I'm going to turn this to the side, and if you see my bra strap, bear with me, you'll be fine. Pull, I take one of these medium-ish size clips, hair clips. You split your hair in half, a little more than half, so it's more like 2/3 up top and 1/3 on the bottom. You take your clip, you put it like so, and that gives your hair volume, okay? Lots and lots of volume, and you don't see the clip. Now what I like to do as well is I like to take sections of this ponytail and just tease it a little bit. Just gives me more volume over that bump, I suppose. Flip it over. Smooth it over. Then what I like to do is I like to take bobby pins and just take a couple of the sides and just hold it back like so. And what this does is it kind of closes in the sides so that you don't see that you have that thing in your hair. And you can see it gives you a really sort of voluminous, full ponytail. Again, it makes it look really chic. Then just spray it to hold all of your hair, baby hairs back. And that is how I do it. And I've had a lot of you ask on here, online, in the kitchen, and that is literally how I do it. Is this side a little bit thicker than that side? Not sure. Maybe. And we will fix it like so. Put some bobby pins in there. And it's also, it stays like this until you take it off, which is what I like, because you've got that clip in there, the volume isn't going to go anywhere. If you just rely on teasing to give you that volume, well, the tease is going to go away after a while. So this is perfect. Okie dokie. I hope that you found this helpful. Thumbs up if you did. Thumbs up if you want more makeup hair combos, maybe makeup hair outfits. Let me know. I'm so happy to be back. I'm sorry I was MIA. To be honest with you, I went through a little bit of a tough time once my family left. I was really sad. But now I'm really happy to be back, and I've got some great ideas. And I took the day today and tomorrow to do nothing but film for you guys on this channel. So be ready for lots and lots of content. Let me know down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Bye!